ñaari makkaan ña nga ca Kerr avenue jàkkaarloog Africell wante waa Central Butcher dañ leen ibil makkaan gu bees Central Butcher nekk sa Sky Blue Plaza janandoo Xéewal supermarket Central Butcher ca bijjuloo lu bees dàqal gaañ kon yéen ñi may déglu doxantu leen fa amal nañ leen mincemeat brisket ossobuco obama T-bone steak beef steak round steak entrecôte lamb goat lamb chops liba shawarma meat yamuñu ca amal nañ leen cow foot amal leen laxas amal leen nag lii di filet bakkaan gu bees dàqal gaañ pour yéen customers yi doxantu leen fa gaaw dinañ ibi from Monday to Sunday 7 days of the week Monday to Saturday nag ñu fas yéene ibi 9 AM to 8 PM Sunday ñu ibi leen 9:30 AM to 4:30 PM Central Butcher seen dawal halal la nagu réew mi xaru réew mi la ñuy jël daal di leen koy defaral ba mu baax.
The witness would speak. He would testify and closing remarks in the Mandinka language.
And we will continue with our normal swearing-in procedure.
Interpreters, are you ready?
I, Serign Omar Faal.
Man, Serign Omar Faal.
Man, Serign Omar Faal. Do swear that.
maa ngi waat ne.
nga wax dëgg. The whole truth.
dëgg bi yëpp.
dëgg bi yëpp. And nothing but the truth.
duma fi wax leneen lu dul dëgg.
duma wax dara leneen lu dëgg. So help me God.
kon yàlla dimbale ma.
yàlla suñu borom dimbale ma.
Serigne bu sant Fall de bulet moo ko door a gis. Welcome Serign Omar Faal to the TRRC.
Serign Omar Faal fii ci TRRC.
And thank you for agreeing to come to testify.
di la gërëm li nga nangu pour ñëw joxe fi sa seede.
You test to lie before the TRRC.
TRRC ku fi ñëw fii wax nga fi lu.
It's also a criminal offense to give a false evidence under oath.
boo waatee ba pare joxe fi loo xam ne nekkul.
I have met with you before.
daje woon naa ak yow ca gannaaw.
I you very rapidly.
te seetlu sa wax ji xaw koo yéexal tuuti.
Are you ready to proceed?
pare nga pour ñu commencer.
Please sit closer to the microphone and raise it up a little bit. Draw your chair closer. Yes. Okay, raise the microphone a little bit. Yes. All right, thank you very much. What are your full names, sir?
naka nga tudda?
ma tudd Serign Omar Faal.
My name is Serign Omar Faal. Thank you. What's your date of birth?
bisi juddu.
ana card bi jox na la ko.
I thought I gave you the card. Yes, I just wanted the evidence to come from you. Your card says 1958.
Wa jox nga mako way dama bëgg kaddu bi bayé ko ci yow ndax té carte bi liñ ci binda moy 1958.
What is it? Where were you born?
Fan nga juddo?
Yalal.
Yalal. Which of the Yalals were you born?
Ban ci Yalal yi?
Serign Omar fo jaar may lapato kat bi mu lapato bala nga tontu. You allow the interpreters to interpret before you respond.
Ban ci Yalal yi nga juddo?
Yalal tanku njal.
Yalal tanku njal.
Badibu.
In Badibu. What is your...
Lan moy sa liggéey?
Man béykat la.
I'm a farmer. I hear you are called Serign Omar Faal. Do you also work as a Serign?
maa ngi gis ne ñu ngi laa ooyee Serign Omar Faal ndax yow sa liggéey tam bokk na ci di mbiri Serign.
Yes. Did you receive any education before you were a Serign?
Wala nga doon Serign ndax am na fen foo jaar ci sa wàllu njàng?
Wow.
Yes. Could you tell us about it?
Wax ñu naka la?
Ma jàng Touba laa ko def.
I studied in Touba. Where specifically in Touba?
Fan ci Touba?
Suñu Khalifa général bi nekkoon Khalifa ba wàcc doom Serigne Touba, Serigne Saloum Mbacké.
Under Serigne Saloum Mbacké, the son of Serigne Touba. He was the then Khalifa General of the Murid sect. Serign Omar, when you speak, don't try to look at the interpreters. You are speaking to the commissioners. Speak directly to them.
Serign Omar, boy wax jarul ngay gesto di seet lappatookat yi ñi nga jàkkaarloo noonu muy commissioner yi ñooñu nga war a jàkkaarloo nga wax.
ñooñu nga waxal.
ñooñu nga waxal.
And you said you received your training in Touba under the tutelage of Serigne Saliou.
Nga ne yaa ngi jàngee Touba ci ron Serigne Saliou Mbacké.
Wow.
Yes. Did he personally teach you, or you were taught by some other teachers?
Serigne Saliou ci boppam moo la jàngal ndax dafa am ñeneen ci ay jàngalekat yoo xam ne ci ñoom doon nga jàngee.
li ma wax ni àdduna yëpp mu ngi maa dégg Touba ñu ngi maa déglu man kenn nekkul suma Serigne Serigne Sarr rek mooy suma Serigne moo ma jàngal.
What I'm saying, the whole world is listening to me, the whole of Touba is listening to me. Serigne Saliou was my teacher. At what stage in your life did you go to Touba to study?
Ban jamono ci sa dunda ci nga dem Touba pour dem jàngi fa?
Fekk maa ngi am daanaka fanweeri at ak lu teg de.
At that time, I was 30 plus years. And what kind of education or training did you receive from Serigne Saliou in Touba?
Ban façon njàng moom nga jàngee ci loxo Serigne Saliou Touba?
Man Serigne Saliou man Serigne Touba moo balaa ma jóge fi dem Touba.
Serigne Touba was the one that directed me to him when I left here to go to Touba.
Man ma demal mu jàngal la nga ñaanal ma ko.
He said to me, go and he will teach you and you will pray for him. And did you do that?
Loolu nga def.
Wow.
Yes. And what kind of education did you receive from Serigne Saliou?
Ban façon njàng moom la Serigne Saliou jàngal?
Jàngal ma Alquran.
He taught me the Al-Quran. And that's all, just the Quran.
Alquran rek la jàngal.
Wow.
Yes. And how long did your tutelage or your education in, how long did it take in Touba?
Sa njàngam Alquran boobu nga doon def Touba ci yan diir la ñaata at la wala ñaata weer?
Nga ma nekk su loxoom te ñaanal ma njàngal ma mu ne ma léegi bàyyi naa la waaye dangay nekk suma loxo fi.
When I was under him, after teaching me, he told me that you are still going to stay under me here. That is after completing the education, after completing
loolu
the study.
fekk na nga jàng ba jeexal sa njàng.
Wow. Yes. And how long did that take?
loolu ñaata at la tollu?
diir ñetti at.
Within 3 years. And after those 3 years, what did you do?
gannaaw ñetti at yooyu loo def?
maa ngi Touba.
I was in Tuba. Did you remain in Tuba or you were traveling back and forth, Tuba and Gambia?
Danga des Tuba dëkk fa ndax dang doon dem ak ñëw Tuba ak Gambia?
dama dem des damay ñëw Gambia.
I used to stay there for a while. I used to come to the Gambia as well. What connections did you have in Gambia at the time, apart from the fact that you were born here and you had extended family here?
lu uute nag ne Gambia nga juddoo te yaa ngi fi am ay mbokk ban jokko nga am ak Gambia ba tax ngay daan dem ak ñëw?
mu ji bi ay taalibe yeneen taalibe dama day ñëw ci yeneen taalibe fi ba Kerr Serign fi am naa fi jabar fi Kerr Serign.
In the end, I used to come to some of the disciples here, so that in the end, I was even able to have a wife here in Kerr Serign.
In 2006, did you come to Gambia?
Atum 2006 ñëwoon nga Gambia?
Wow.
Yes.
And during that period, did you happen to have any connection with people who were accused of planning a coup d'etat?
jamono boobu nag ndax am nga benn jokkoo ak nit ñi nga xam ne dañ leen tuumaal ne dañ doon fexe pour daane nguur gi?
man amoo jokkoo de man dama nekkoon Touba because 2006 March.
I did not have any connection because in March 2006 I was in Tuba.
dañuy def magal at boo dafa tombé dimanche.
After the magal, which was on a Sunday.
Then magal bi jeex.
At the completion of the magal, one of my disciples, he came from England and he said he wanted to come to Tuba.
He or a she?
Jigéen.
So woman.
Proceed, please.
Jigéen bi mu wootee mu ne moom dafay ñibbi Angleterre aljuma.
The lady called and said that she was returning back to England on Friday.
Was she Gambian or some other nationality?
Moom waa Gambia la wala juddu beneen réew la?
Beneen réew la.
Another country.
Waaye Angleterre foofu la nekk.
But she was resident in
white
England.
Or black?
Nit ku weex la wala ku ñuul?
Weex.
White lady.
Yes, proceed, please. Continue.
Léegi kooku mu ne ma man damay ñibbi aljuma dama bëgg a gis la.
She said to me, I'm returning back on Friday, but I want to see you.
Ma ne ko man duma mën a ñëw de.
I told her I cannot come.
Parce que suma gan yi benn jeexuñ fii.
Because the visitors I have with me here, I'm still with them.
Mu boole ma Serign Touba.
And so she reported me to Serign Touba.
Man ma barka Serign Touba bëgg naa la gis nga ñëw ma gis la.
And she said, in the name of Serign Touba, I want you to come so that I can see you.
Amoo visa pour ñëw Dakar waaye su ma amoon visa dinaa ñëw fekk la Touba.
I don't have a visa to come to Dakar, but if I had, I would have come to meet you in Tuba.
Dama waroon daal sa jabar dem na Thursday man ma ñëw aljuma.
Your wife left on Thursday. I wanted to come on Friday.
Munuma dama nga ñëw gis ma gis la bi mu wala ma naka kii de dama boole dama naka gor ma ñëw talaata laa jóge Touba ma ñëw.
So she reported me, so I left here on Tuesday and I went.
Ma ñëw Agafi.
I came here.
Ma woo ko ma ne ko egsi na.
I called her and I told her that I have arrived.
Moom hotel bi nekk fii bu Kerr Serign fi ci xam sax fu la nekk.
And she told me that she was at one hotel in Kerr Serign.
Munuma fan nga nekk fii.
She asked me, where are you here?
Ma ne ko boo ñëw jël mbedd bi ñëw ci alkal bi rek.
I told her if I come in, just take the route that leads to the Alcalo's compound.
Did you eventually see her?
Mujjee nga koo gis?
Waaw gis naa ko.
I saw her.
And how did you come to be in connection with people who were accused of planning a coup d'etat?
Léegi naka nga fexe ba jokkoo wante nag ak nit ñi nga xam ne dañ leen tuumaal ne dañ doon fexe pour def coup d'etat?
Remember, now you have left Tuba after the Magal. You are in Gambia.
Fàttalekul nag ne léegi bàyyeekoo nga Tuuba gannaaw màggal bi léegi yaa ngi biir Gambia.
Waaw bi ma nekk Gambia fi ma nga ñooñu bari xam nañ ma fi.
While I was in the Gambia here, many people knew me.
Abdou Dine Kerr am ñu Kerr Serign fi.
Abdou Dine's company is here in Kerr Serign.
Booy wàcce Kerr garage auto Kerr Serign dem auto yi dem Kerr Serign on your left.
From the garage, if you took the bike to Kerr Serign on the left,
garage Kerr fofu la nek.
that is where his house is situated.
Woma ci téléphone suma téléphone fer suma dama ba suma SIM card suma dom.
Called me on my telephone because each time I leave, I used to leave my SIM card with my son.
Mu koku.
He called him
Mu ne ko sa papa la soxla.
and said to him, I need your father.
Mu ne ko suma papa mu ngi Touba ñewul.
And he said to him, my father is in Tuba, he has not returned yet.
Mu ne ko sa papa ñew na.
And he said to him, your father has returned.
Mu ne suma papa ñewul.
And he said, no, my father has not come.
Continue wo suma jabar suma dom.
They continued in that with my son
Mu wacc école.
until he left school.
Mu ñew téléphone
He closed school
Closed
that day.
school, just little day, yes.
mu wote koku ak door 2 heures. Mu wo koku téléphone 2 heures.
You called him on telephone by 2 o'clock.
Suma dom ñew tax ma mun ma din mo la soxla Abdou Din.
My son came to me and gave me the telephone and said, Abdul is the one online.
Ma jël téléphone mo waxama mu ne ma man la Abdou Din.
I took the telephone and I spoke to him and he identified himself as Abdul.
But at this stage, you knew Abdudin before.
waaye jamono jooju fekk na yow xamoon nga Abdudin balaa loolu.
Xam naa ko.
Yes, I knew him.
So what conversation did you have with him?
léegi lan ngeen waxtaanee.
Mu ne ma dañuy doon def coup d'état fa yàqu bi mu waatee ñu doon def coup d'état fa yàqu ma ko fa ci ma téléphone.
He said to me a coup was on the offing, but it is been foiled. And once he said that to me, I rang off.
We were staging a coup d'état, and it failed. The moment he said that, I hung up the phone. Continue.
Then mu woote encore.
Then he called again.
Ma ne ko Abdou Din.
And I said to him, Abdul, I am older than you.
Xam nga suma kër.
You know my house.
Ay suma kër bu ma waa téléphone affaire coup d'état.
Don't talk to me on anything related to a coup d'état.
Don't call me on the phone to talk about a coup d'état. But why was it the case that Abdudin was calling you?
lan moo tax Abdudin doon la téléphone.
Boo ko mu ko fu téléphone moom tam mu taal oto mu jógee fu mu nekkoon mu ñëw fekk ma.
The question is, why was he calling you and telling you about this coup d'état?
lan moo tax mu doon la téléphone di la wax mbiri coup d'état.
loolu laa bëggoon pour moo àggal loolu am nga dafa la man loolu ma ne moo tax ma ne mu ñëw fekk ma ci kër gi.
That is what I want to say completely. That's why I told him to come to my house.
Proceed.
eggalil.
bi mu ñëw.
When he came,
mu ne ma dañ doon def coup d'état.
he said to me, we were attempting a coup d'état,
waaye dafa yàqu.
but it has been foiled.
dañu bëgg pour nga dimbali ñu yóbbu Nduru Caam fi nga nekk Touba.
We want you to assist us and take Nduru Cham to where you are in Tuba.
ma ne ko ban yoon.
I asked him, which way shall I use?
am nañ gaal séeréer.
They said that they had the pirogues.
ma ne ko Touba balaa nga gis géej da ngay dem du toll 200 kilometers.
I told him, Tuba, before you see the sea, you will have to travel something close to 200 kilometers.
ma ne ko man ferry bi su ma ñëw fekk ferry bi dawul daal jar na ma jaar Transgambia.
And I told him that even myself, when I come and I find that the ferry is not in operations, I usually use the Transgambia highway.
ma ne ko man xeer la de.
I said, I am a stone.
ma ne ko su ma daan ci géej. amu bànqaas.
If I fall into the sea, which has no branches,
ma ne ko.
I told him,
ma ne ko mënuma loolu.
I cannot do that.
ma ne ko am naa téere de su ma leen jox la nga jox tuur Nduru Caam téere bi. dana génne bi kenn du ko téye.
I told him, I have a charm though, which if I give you and you hand over to Ndur Cham, it will enable him to leave this country and no one will be able to arrest him.
At this stage, did you know who Ndur Cham was?
jamono bi mu laa wax loolu xamoon nga kan mooy Ndur Caam.
ñu ne mooy militaire njiit moo nekkoon njiitu militaire jamono boobu loolu la moom.
They said he was the commander of the soldiers at the time. That was what they told me.
Did you know him before?
xamoon nga ko moom Ndur Caam.
Ndur Caam mosuma ko teg bët.
I have never set my eyes on him.
Abdudin, when he came to you, did he come alone?
Abdudin ba moo ñëw ci yow moom kenn a ànd.
bi mu njëkk a ñëw.
When he first came,
waaw moom kenn moo ñëw.
yes, he came alone.
So after you told him about this charm you had, what happened?
gannaaw boo ko waxee nag ne am na gàllaaj boo leen mun a dimbalee lu xew.
He said, well, let me call the one who was leading. I asked him, is he military? And he said, no, he's a civilian. So I asked him, what is his name? And he said his name was Aliou Job.
Former accountant general.
He said he was the former accountant general. He called him. And told him, speak to the Marabu. I said, no. Speak with him, whatever you discuss, you then tell me. He spoke to him. He said, he told him, well, if he says he can make it, let him tell you how much.
I told him I never charge anybody.
I told him I never charge anybody. I'm a disciple of Serign Saliou. If you know Serign Saliou, if you are wealthy, he prays for you.
As if equally, if you poor, he also prays for you. Please continue.
And I said to him, tell him to come and pick up this charm, since he wants this man to escape, and because if they catch him, they'll kill him. He wanted to come immediately, but I told him to wait. Let me check if there was any appeasements to be made. I will
any charities to be given.
I will tell him before he comes. He asked me what time. So
I told him because it's urgent.
I told him since it's urgent,
5 o'clock.
let them allow me until 5 o'clock. After I prayed the 5 o'clock prayers, then they can come. He came with Abduddin and Aliou Job. I told them I saw 3 charities. I told them 2 rams, but I will not kill them, I slaughter them myself. You will bring them yourselves and you will do the slaughtering yourselves. And you will divide them into pieces. And you should give all of it as charity. Not even a kilogram of the meat should come to my house. The other ram, leave it here. Let me pray in your presence. And we release the ram to go. Before it leaves my compound, you know, so no one will catch it here. And that is the same way that Ndurcham will leave this country and no one will apprehend him, if God wills. I gave the charm to Abduddin. I told him 1
is enough.
Is enough. But I'll give you 4. I told him this thing usually gets missing so quickly in someone's hands. It doesn't stay long with anyone. I told him I will give you 4. I gave them the 4 and they took them.
Then I gave
them to Abduddin and he gave it to him in my presence.
Who did he give it to?
He gave them to Aliou Job in my presence.
Then you left.
When they left,
they
went. That was on a Wednesday.
Then Aliou Job. I did not see him. Then Abduddin meeting.
Abduddin came and said that he was supposed to go to Guinea-Bissau on a meeting.
That was on another day, right?
Oh.
Wow. Yes. But it said to me that the government have announced that no one will leave the country until they give clearance. It said to me, assist me. If I do not go, I would be arrested. I said to him, then you have not told me the truth. You said that you weren't a soldier. Why are you afraid then? He said, well, you know, in the issue, many people knew me. Myself and Ali Job, the two of us were in the office today about 12. At 12, he left and no one has seen him. If I do not leave today, it's possible that tomorrow I would be arrested. Then I said to him, it is not necessary that you leave. You just stay here.
30 minutes.
After he sat down for 30 minutes, I told him the charities he has to make, and then I said to him, these people who said that they will not give you clearance, now if you go to them, they will allow you to go. And by God's intervention, when he went, they gave him clearance. He called me. He told me, I'm taking a flight to Dakar to Guinea-Bissau, from Guinea-Bissau to Dakar and then back to Gambia. He said to me, if I am coming, whatever I am supposed to give to you, I'll give to you. I said to him, for me, it could be that you will not meet me here because I'm not staying long here. I will be returning to Senegal. I said to him, I told you, I did not come here because of you. The one who was responsible for my coming has returned back home. That woman gave me £500, and she said that was for my mother.
Then Abdul
left.
Ali Job
was arrested the next day on Thursday.
Then
that day that he was arrested, he called me on the telephone. He said that his telephone, behold, his telephone was tapped. So the 10 individuals that he had called, all those individuals were arrested.
The last 10?
Yes. I used to have interactions with people, and my telephone is never off.
24 hours.
For 24 hours.
What conversation did you have with Ali Job?
Ali Job
Ali Job said to me, I want you to help me. I said, what happened? He said, the soldiers that have been arrested, it's today that they are going to speak on television. I said to him, Ali Job, are you a soldier? He said to me, no. And I said to him, then why are you afraid? He said to me, I just wanted to help me. And then he gave me the names of some soldiers who have not yet been arrested. And he said that I should intervene so that they do not get arrested.
I should pray for them so that they would not get arrested.
I said, well, it's fine. Give me the names. And then he gave me the names.
Which names did he give you?
The names of the soldiers who were yet to be arrested.
Do you remember any of them?
Tumbul Tamba's name, you mentioned to me. Lantombo.
Musa Jame.
And Musa Jame. And other names that I have forgotten.
And he mentioned those names in connection with what? That they too were involved in the coup attempt.
Tumbul Tamba, Lantombo, Musa Jame.
Proceed.
Egali.
I said to him, it's okay, by God's grace, they will not be arrested. I said to him, since you have said that you are not a soldier, and you know nothing about the coup attempt, I said, well, let's leave everything in the hands of God. Behold, he was arrested.
He was already in custody at the time he was speaking to you.
How much?
And I did not know.
Then, alhamdulillah.
That was on a Thursday.
Aljuma.
On Friday.
Sunday.
Saturday.
Dimanche.
Sunday. Monday I left. An Oster.
And
whomsoever he marries for 2 there in he came there with his wife and asked me to pray for the wife. I asked him for what reason, and he said for a child, and I said to him, I am not God. I said, you Ustasis, you are not always stuck permanently in one place. I said to him, when you are praying to God, you have to have faith that what you pray for, you are going to get. But if you pray to God and you have 2 minds, you don't always get what you want. He laughed. He said he was not an Ustaz. It's only that I teach here, that is why they call me Ustaz, but I'm not really an Ustaz. I heard that you say Bunjeng is your friend. And Bunjeng is my marabu. Then I said to him, well, now I believe you now. I said, if God wills it, if she has a male child, name him after Serign Touba. And if it is a female child, name her after Mam Jara, the mother of Serign Touba. By God's grace, the wife got pregnant, and she gave birth to a female child. And he stuck to his promise, and he inquired about me, and they told him that I had traveled. And he asked where, and they told him that he has traveled to another country. So they said they were going to suspend the naming ceremony until I return. Postpone. So they came to the Magal in Tuba. He said to me, your prayers have been answered. My wife has a baby. We have named her after the mother of your Serign, but we want you to be present at the naming ceremony. I asked him when, and he said the Monday coming. Inshallah. You promised my wife, I said, okay, but I said if you could postpone it, and he said, no, we had postponed this already. And I told him, but you have seen the visitors here. If at all we went, then I knew. I will come. I will come. And that was how things are until this woman called me to see me before she returned back to the UK. The lady returned on Friday. Saturday, Sunday. I went to Gunjur for that naming ceremony. We were there and we saw the soldiers passing around patrolling, looking out for Ndur Cham. I came by my own from Gunjur and I spent the night here in Serign. That was on a Monday. On Tuesday, my in-laws had a funeral here. Because it had happened in my absence, I thought I could go there and pay my condolences. I returned. One that used to come to my place. I told him I am tired. I just came from the Magal. From the Magal, I came and met a particular lady. From there, I went to Gunjur for the naming ceremony, and today here I am. I am tired. If anybody comes, tell them that today I am not able to meet anyone. The dad who is now late, at the mosque here in Fajara. In Kerr. He told me I will not do it. We have gone to Serign Sali.
Pay our respects to Serign Sali.
Serign Sali, I will not just say he is your father, he can even be your grandfather. He said to me, he used to sit down from morning until night time and people come there to greet him. And he said, you are our Serign Sali here. He told me, get up and sit down. And pray for people. And I started. People lined up. I think only 3 people came in. The third person, even before that person went out, at that time I got a call from Kololi that they were in Kololi. I said, I am not in Kololi, I am in Kerr.
Did you know who the caller was?
He said to me, Marina. I said to him, I am not in Kololi. At that time, Ali Job was in their vehicle and he knows me. He could not have missed the way. Ali Job, as I am talking to you and Abdul, they are listening to me. I do not know the 2 of them. And went inside. And I said to him, do you not see the line? I told them when they come, let them go to the Alcalo's compound. I am not someone that can hide in Kerr. I said to him, go to the Alcalo's compound. When I was coming to Kerr, the people of Kerr are listening to me. They don't have garage. There was no garage yet. Was the one who intervened and they were able to get.
I prayed for there to be a garage at Kerr.
That time, the people of Kerr, if they want to go to Gambia or Sancho, to both people. I asked the alcalde if they had a space, and he said by the mosque. I took soil. I prayed on the soil. And I threw it. And I said to him, vehicles will come here. 3 days. The vehicles started coming into Kerr and calling out for passengers to Serekunda.
MashaAllah.
The vehicles used to start and then they will stop. So they went to the police and they prepared the documents. And they said any vehicle that takes passengers, it should come to Kerr. Or they will take you to the police. That up to now it's more than 15 years. Up till date, the garage is functioning. People of Kerr, they are listening to me. If what I'm saying is a lie. But when I had this difficulty...
Just a moment. So you directed these people to come to the Alcalo's place. Do you know whether they did that?
Léegi nag nga digal leen pour ñu ñëw ci kër alkaali bi xam nga ndax def nañ loolu.
Def nañ loolu.
They did that.
And who directed them to your house?
Alkal.
Kan moo leen digal sa kër.
Alkal.
And when they arrived, what happened?
Léegi bañ egsee nag lu xew.
Alkal xam na li mu gis ci gannaaw.
There was something that the Alcalo saw behind.
Moo ko tiital moom mi leen woon moom ngee roto noonu la delloo bàyyam gan yi foofu.
That frightened him. He had a vehicle. That was how he left the group and went away.
What do you think he saw that frightened him?
Lan nga foog ne loolu la gis lu ko war a tiital.
Lu ko ñaar oto bu ndaw.
There were 2 small vehicles.
Ak ñaar pick-up militaire ñoo nekk di nga am seen.
And 2 pickups with soldiers having big guns.
Bi ñu ñëw ba toll diggante suma diggante ñoom des na 200 meters ñu taxaw fa pick-up bi dañu taxaw ñu bàyyi oto bu ndaw alkaal bi ñu ñëw.
When they came up to, they were left with just about 100 meters to where I was. The pickups stood there, and it was just 2 small vehicles and Alcalo who proceeded to where I was.
And
I said to him, "Do you not see the line?"
And who was it that you were talking to? That you told that?
Kan nga doon wax noonu naan ko xanaa gis.
I don't know him. That was why I asked him if he has not seen the line. And he said, "I was the one who called you on the telephone." I said to him, "Those who are seated here, you are not better than them." I told him, "Go and sit." He said to me, "My boss is the one who said that you should go." And I told him, "Go and tell your boss to come." I told him, "Excuse us, I'm discussing with someone and you are not supposed to hear what we are discussing. Go outside and wait." He went outside. When that person was ready and came out, someone was to come in, but then he came in again. He said to me, "You are an elderly person. That is why I do not want to embarrass you here." When he said that, the hairs on my head stood. I knew that this was a government official. I said, "So what now?" And he said, "Come outside and answer to him." I said, "Well, tell him to come here and answer to me here." I said, "Do you not see the people outside here? Do you want them to know the reason why we came here?" I said, "Well, let me get up." At that time, I used to wear 2 shirts. I had removed my bigger overall, and I was only left with my small shirt. I said, "Wait, let me take the big overall and put it on." So since my mind was saying to me that these people are people of government officials, the type of charm that I gave them to charm, I had one of them. I said, "Let me pick one of them and take it along." I looked for it, but I couldn't find it. I looked into my bag, even though it's always inside my bag. And I did not see anything in my bag. I had one other charm. I said, "Wait, let me go and pick that one." And I made that all of the charms were mixed up. I said, "Well, since he said it's at the front of the gate, let me just go." And that was how I went out. As soon as I came out, he told me, "Get into the vehicle." I said, "No." He said to me, "Get inside." I told him, "I'm not getting inside." And he said, "I don't want people to know the reason why I came here." He said, "Just here, just here." The one who was in the vehicle opened the vehicle door. And then I went inside. He came inside too, and he closed the door.
Then
Then I heard someone said behind me, "Where is your son?" And I looked behind. And it was Aliou Job. I said, "Behold, this is it." I said, "Well, it's fine." I didn't tell me anything, and I just kept quiet like that.
20 meters.
The vehicle ran for about 20 meters. The one who was driving asked, "Where is his mobile phone?"
In Mandinka.
Wow, she's Mandinka.
In Mandinka, yes. I said to him, "It's in my room." He stopped and he backstand. When we got to the compound gate, he said he sent a child to go and pick it up. I told him, "No, let me go and bring it myself." So the boy went and asked my wife, "Where's the dad's telephone?" She picked the telephone and gave it to him. My wife followed him. Because at that time I had not given her fish money to go to the market. That was how I put my hand inside my pocket and brought out $300 and gave it to her and told her to go to the market. That these people are taking me and I do not know where they are taking me to. And he said to me, "Mandinga, where are you going to?" I said to her, "I don't know." Then they left. After we went for a little while, I think it's about 300 meters.
You just military pickup.
We saw the military pickups. Two of them. Both of them had these big guns. And they said to them, "We have now the Serign in custody." I said, "Well, this is not a small thing." All of that time, I was taking it easy. We went through the Costa Road. We went past the traffic light. When we got to where they play the football, my wife was surprised. She called my line to know where I was going to. The boy picked up the telephone and said to her, "The dad is busy." That was where I wanted to bite
my ring.
My ring, so that the vehicle will somersault and we all die. I said, "Serign Touba, who was under the captivity of the Europeans. And no one will say that Serign Touba has killed any white person. And if I, who is a disciple of Serign Touba, I would not kill anybody." And I forgot that plan. I went along with them until we got to Banjul.
NIA. I know the
NIA. When we got inside, I knew this is the place. When we got inside, they took our belongings. But the boy whose surname is Busso, I put the 500 pounds that the white lady gave to me inside the jacket of my mobile phone. I have not seen that mobile phone.
500 pounds.
I have not seen the 500 pounds. My son went there on several occasions. Eventually, they told him that if he went there again, they were going to arrest him.
But who did you give the mobile phone to?
That NIA Busso. Kan nga jox mobile bi?
The NIA officer, that Busso.
Proceed, please.
Busso bo bente ana bo mobile bi mu ko gis.
Up till now, I cannot see the mobile phone.
Ni lañ ma yob.
This was how they took me.
Where inside the NIA premises did they take you?
Fan ci biir NIA foofu fa lañ la yóbbu.
Boo dugga ci benn am nga am na story building.
As you get inside, you know there is a story building.
You
will go upstairs. That is where the place was.
You know,
The people who were there were more than 30 people.
So you called it a panel, isn't it?
Well, they said that was a panel.
Could you tell us the members of that panel that you can remember?
Usman Sonko.
Usman Sonko.
IGP.
At the time, he was the IGP.
Lantombo.
Tumulutamba.
Last name. Lantombo. Last name.
Lantombo nakalasanda.
Tamba.
Proceed.
Tumulutamba.
Usa Jamme. Aki Mohamed Aydara.
And Mohamed Aydara.
Mohamed Aydara manaka suma loxo ndeyjor.
Mohamed Aydara was by my right hand side.
Suma chamagne.
My left hand side, Fode Bare.
You bari.
Many others.
You know confused.
Were there.
You commenced to malaite.
They began to question me.
And then they can say,
I told them, you will just...
What did they ask you?
Whether
I knew anything about the coup d'etat, and I told them I knew nothing about the coup d'etat. I told them Dur Cham is someone I cannot tell whether it's dark in complexion or complexion. I've never set my eyes on him. And Dur Cham himself has never seen me personally. I said to them, Ali Job, Abduddin. These are the two that I know. And they are not soldiers. I said to them, Ali Job is here. Ask him. I said to him, ask him. They said to me, well, when we are ready, he will speak. I said, well, it's fine. We were there until around 11 when my prayer time was due. I told them that I have to pray. And they said to me, pray? I said, yes. They said, well, that's fine. I was insisting that I will pray. And then they said, well, leave this guy to go and pray. They said, let one soldier escort me so that I can perform my ablution. Open the door to the bathroom, and he sat down. He stood there with a gun. I asked him, if at all it was your dad who was easing himself, would you stand there with a gun? If it was Yajami himself, would you stand there with your gun? He said to me, I do not believe you. I don't trust you because they said that you can fly. I told him that's a lie. I said, then, well, let's go. When we came, one of the friends said to me, Dad, you are so quick. Well, I said to Mandinka, this guy said that I was standing over me as I was easing myself, and normally I don't stand when I'm doing that, urinating.
Okay, I will.
And so that man said to me, Mandinka, so that's what he said to you. Then he said, well, let's go down. And he too had his gun.
You are testifying in Wolof. You will give your closing remarks.
Okay. Then boy,
so this boy told me, let's go downstairs. He showed me the bathroom and told me to go in there. I had a Quran inside in my pocket, and I did not want to go with it inside the bathroom, so I removed it and I removed my overall. And I handed it to the soldier. And my prayer beads as well. And I went inside. I poured water. I urinated. And then I performed ablution. And he said, no, don't perform ablution there. Come outside. I went outside and he gave me the kettle.
In the end, were you allowed to pray, to perform your prayers?
I prayed on the ground there. I did not go upstairs. And after your prayers, were you taken back upstairs? Yes, upstairs. And what happened there? That was where Tumbul Tamba gave orders that since I refused to speak, let the students who were having their guns point their guns at me. I counted all of those people and they were 12. And my mind went to Serign. My mind went to Serign. That it was also said that it was 12 soldiers who pointed their guns at him. The order was that they should shoot him. I said, I have not seen in Tuba, but I see 12 guns being pointed at me. Just as we are here. When if they should fire those guns, I was not going to be the only one to die. I knew that, and I said, well, if it comes to dying, then all of us here, we are going to die. I said, well, give the order, let it come. I said, me, when I'm sleeping and they want me to wake up, they collect me with a gun. I said that to him. Because at that time, I was overboard. Hydra was seated by my right. Last day. He said, you see, that's your last lunch. He said, here is supakanja. Here is roasted meat. He said, you Senegalese, you like chebujin. Here is chebujin. I told him, you are such a big liar. He said, you are such a liar. Baba Saw was seated over there, a little man. He got up from where he was. And he said to me, do you not know that this man is our boss? And I'm telling that cassette, they will not allow it to go into public domain. I told them, even if you were Yaya Jammeh, I would say the same thing. Did he do that? Did he do anything upon hearing that? Man? Yes, Baba Saho, you said he walked Baba Saho Mubetma. He came and slapped me. Usman Songo. Usman Songo too came and slapped me. At that time, he was the IG. Did anybody say anything? No one say anything there. All this that was happening, you said there's a cassette. Was it being recorded? Who are the ones in custody of the cassette? I'm asking whether it was being video recorded. What you are doing here, whatever you want to go out is what goes out. But in that case, was it actually being video recorded? Yes or no? That's what they said. I did not see the cameraman, but I saw the head of GRTS at the time. Cinema di film biker ñu xol lool mo ligue Morsanya man xamna Morsanya bu baax no Morsanya used to come to our village in Yalal and play films man ko man dina ragal koku. Do you think I'll be afraid of such a person? Yeah, but did you have a conversation with him, Modusanya? Da amna ban kaddu dox sa digante Modusanya. Waaw mu ne ma ko nga wax man ko bima ñoo ngan def dañu binda ben ki xank blackboard def binda suma tour. He said to me, I want you to speak. Because when I came, they wrote my name on a plank of wood and they put a string around it and they hooked it on my neck. And they said that he told me that they want you to go over television and speak. What were you to talk about on television? talk about my involvement in the coup d'etat, and I told him that I am not involved in the coup d'etat.
Did they ask you to say anything to or about Yaya Jammeh?
amna dara luñ la sax pour nga wax ko ci mbir Yaya Jammeh.
They told me to tell Yaya Jammeh to pardon me that I am part of the coup d'etat, and I refused.
That day, apart from the slapping by two individuals you mentioned, Baba Saho and Usman Sonko, did anything happen to you that day?
Lu uté nak ak ñaari mbéj yoy nga xamné Baba Saho ak Usman Sonko mbéj nañ la ko. Amna leneen lu fa xew.
No. After your interrogation, what happened?
Gannaaw buñ la laajee noonu nag ba pare lan moo xew?
Talata la.
It was on Tuesday.
You tell them mile two. But after 6 o'clock, Usman Sonko money. Mile two.
They took me to mile 2. It was Tumbul Tamba who came and told them to take me to mile 2 around 6.
You told us earlier on that when Ali Job called you on the phone, he asked you to pray for him and 3 other people who were part of the coup but were not yet arrested. And he gave you the names Tumbul Tamba, Musa Jammeh, and Langtombong Tamba. How did you feel when you saw these people in the panel?
Legi Ali Job bim la oyon ci téléphone bi daf la waxoon ne nga ñaanal ñetti nit yoo xam ne bëggoon na nga ñaanal leen Musa Jammeh Tumbul Tamba ak Langtombong Tamba léegi yow nga ñëw dajee ñoom jàkkaarloo ñoom foofu bi nga leen gisee yow loo yëg.
Xawma leen.
I did not know them.
Ko Tumbul Tamba keroog gis naa ko man dama dégg Tumbul Tamba man kii de turam dégg naa turam.
That day I saw Tumbul Tamba, and I heard his name. Then I said, well, this guy, I have heard his name.
Musa Jammeh nga Maodo nungu ko dafa man maay diw.
Well, for Musa Jammeh, he exposes himself. He usually will say, I am Musa Jammeh.
Langtombong ñu ne kii mooy Langtombong.
Langtombong too, I was told, this is Langtombong.
Xam naa turam Aliou Diop wax na ma turam.
I knew him only by name. Aliou Diop told me his name.
But you were told, from your testimony, you were told that these people were also involved in the coup, but were not yet captured. How did you feel seeing them sit there and interrogating you about being involved in the coup? How did you feel?
Léegi xam nga yow dañ la waxoon ne ñett ñooñu nang leen ñaanal dañ bokk ci coup d'état bi waaye jàppaa guñ leen léegi nga ñëw yow nag ñu jàppala di la woon ne da nga bokk ci coup d'état nga gis leen ñoom ñu ngi toog loo yëg.
ñoom ñu ngi bokk ci ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi laa laaj yow sa bokk ci coup d'état boobu. lan nga naka nga gisee woon mbir moomu.
dafa nekk ci man cinéma.
It was a cinema to me.
Because yow ma ñaanal la.
Because you that I have prayed for.
Pour bu ñu la jàpp.
So that you will not be arrested.
yow nga nag maa woo pour laaj ci man daan bokk naa ci coup d'état.
And you in turn called me to question me whether I am part of the coup d'état.
loolu cinéma la.
That is a cinema.
Did you make it known to them?
ndax xamal nga leen loolu ñëw.
No.
So at the end of your interrogation, they took you to mile 2.
gannaaw buñ la laajee ba pare nag ñu yóbbu la mile 2.
yéen dafa ñu ma pour man lekk man nag gannaaw kii mën a duma tey mooy suma laas de moo war ko dafay fen duma lekkate duma dee. dama ko bëgg mu woon wrong ma ne ko tey duma génne mile 2 fekkal ma foofu. wax naa ko loolu foo débar mu ngi dund moo laaj foo débar dana wax naa loolu.
They gave me food to eat, and I told them, this guy said, this is my last meal. I refused to eat. I told them that I will not eat to prove him wrong, and I will still live. For the body is alive, and he can testify to that.
No. Did you say, Duma gena te fekuma mile 2?
And I said, I will not leave mile 2 until he comes there and meets me there.
Then, you end mile 2? Mile 2, mile 2, you get a mile 2.
Then they took me to mile 2. And I said, is this necessary to take me to mile 2?
Then we will not court.
They did not take me to court.
I'm a lawyer.
And I don't have a lawyer.
Court may remind it.
I said, court is to remand someone.
We'll be mile to 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
The only delay at mile 2 was only up to 6 o'clock because I was checking my clock.
We arrived at mile 2 at 6 p.m. Proceed.
When we came, they took my watch, took my cap, and I told them the cap wasn't going.
ñu ne suma call bi man call bi dem.
They wanted to take my scarf too. I told them they wanted to take my bag. I said no problem.
My charms,
and
my ring too.
Ring too?
Nothing will be left in my house. They wanted to take my Quran too, but they didn't see what was inside my pocket. They took me. That was where I got to know Tamsir.
Tamsir who?
Tamsir Jase.
Tamsir Jase. He said where I am, I don't have this, a mattress. I said to him, you were the one that I was fearful of. I thought you were if I had known that you were an accused, I would have asked you to come along. He said, I am here for 3 days and each day they used to beat me up. I said, why did you not tell me?
Apart from Tamsir Jase, did you find there any public figure, any notable person?
Lu ute ak Tamsir Jase ndax gis nga fa keneen ci ay nit ko xamne ku siiw la
bi ngi dañu fanaan
when we went there and spent the night
ñu fanaan bor set
next day
bo aral bala
that was on a Wednesday
nga bes bo lañu wara dem ci lel nga bo naka julli demulo ci lel ben de julli de
that was the day that we are supposed to go for the what do they call this the initiation ceremony. Yeah.
That
was the Wednesday that we were supposed to go for the initiation ceremony. Even I'm on my own, by 12 I used to get up and make my prayer.
By midnight I do my nothing.
I got up and performed my ablutions, after which I noticed someone knocked on my door. And then I saw that the cell door, my cell door was open. I said I was slow in performing my ablution. I was waiting for...
I said to myself, I wish I had performed this ablution earlier. Someone is coming to my rescue. Little did I know that I was going to be in serious trouble.
Because when they opened the door, what I saw, the people who were in balaclava,
in charge for Omar Koli.
There was one
big name Jagai.
Lantombo was in charge, Omar Koli. They call him Jagai.
I saw one person there. Lantombong was in charge of him. He's called Jagai from Mandinari.
Lantombo mo ko indi for mile 2 pour état bi pour kep nga da ngay gene goudi moy ñoo jël sa tour motax kep ku ñaan sa mbokk reer na teyel Jagai.
Lantombo was the one they brought there so that anyone who was being taken out of the prison should write your name.
How do you know that?
So that anyone who was...
in the castle, mile to Chugudi, Yamano Bob, Jagai Monyo in the prison officer, move a cell. Anyone under black blood.
Anyone that was taken out of prisons at that time at night, it was Jagai. It was Jagai who normally come with the prison officers. And
Jagai, Muslim Papa. MC Papa. MC
Cham is here. He can even be my father. I know him very well.
My question is, how do you know that Jagai was placed at the prisons by Lantombo?
Nakanga hamene Jagai Lantombo moko tek fofu ci prison bi.
This is not mangi fa juroom ñent at.
I was in prison for 9 years. What I know about the prisons, even David Colley, who is director, doesn't know it.
Okay, but because you've made an important accusation against Langtombong, I just want to know your source of knowledge, your source of information. How do you know that Jagai was placed at the prison or posted at the prison by Langtombong?
xam nga li nga wax fi tuuma bu rëy la ci kaw Lantombong loolu tax ma di la laaj naka nga xamee ne jaagaay Lantombong moo ko ebal foofu ci kaso bi.
tuumal.
It's not an allegation.
Lantombong mu ngi Gambia fi.
Lantombong is in the Gambia.
Okay, let's
what
do it this way.
Jagai,
which government service did he work for?
Jagai mom ci ban fan la liggéey ci
State House.
At the time he worked at the State House.
Was he a military officer?
Military officer.
Was a military officer and up till date is working.
At the time, what position did Lantombong hold?
Jamono bobu ban mahama la Lantombong yore won?
Lantombong xam nga jamono bobu mo nek bi ki génn tam mo nekkoon oversee.
At that time, when Cham was out of the position, he was the one overseeing the military.
So your belief is that because Lantombong was the acting head of the army, he must have posted Jagai to the prison?
Bon daal yow li nga gëm mooy jamono jooju Lantombong moom lañ dénkoon njiit yaa gi ci soldaar gi bon mel loolu moo tax nga foog ne.
Jaagaay du ko doon nangu jaagaayam du ko doon nangu jantam mu ne ma Lantombong mooy pot ku muy def lu tax ma bëmu loolu tam man nekk naa fa ñëw suma moro suma gaañ yóbbu ni suma gaañ mu suma yaram fi suma moro rek la yóbbu militaire rek la yóbbu hôpital.
Jaagaay
wala kii waa docteur rek la ñëw ci office David.
Jaagaay never made a secret of it. He said it himself. My wounds are here as testimony.
mu ne suma boss.
Step by step. Did Jagai say to you that he was posted there by Lantombong?
Lola mo.
Ñu jël ko ndanka Jagai ci boppam moom dafa la wax ne Lantombong moo ko fa ebal.
He said that to me himself.
Okay, let us proceed. On that early morning, midnight, your cell door opened, Jagai was there in front of you. What did he say to you?
Wa léegi xaaju guddi boobu sa buntu sel bi ubbeeku Jaagaay taxaw jàkkaarloo yow lan la wax.
Munuma kaay.
He said to me, come.
I
said, let me collect my haftan. Inside because I had used it as my bed sheet on the floor. When I was going to the prisons, I had these particular shoes they call Maracas, and he said that one does not go into mile 2.
And foot.
So I went into mile 2 barefooted.
Okay, and did they take you away?
Yes, they took me away.
Were you alone when you were taken away?
MC Cham is in the Gambia. Ask him. We were in the same vehicle. Myself and I knew that they needed me because as they got inside, I was identified that this is the Serign.
That is when you arrived at mile 2.
Lolo mo jamano jinga ege mile 2.
But the night we were going, it was not any peaceful at all. I said I have to be very smart here. They handcuffed us behind. And when we were coming, we were not handcuffed. So
when we were being taken to the prison during the afternoon, we were not on handcuff. But this time around, early hours of the morning, we were taken in handcuffs. I knew that it wasn't going to bode well for us. Proceed.
They took 2 plastic bags and they hooded me with them so that we would not know where we were going. After they put the 2 plastic bags over here, God put air into my mouth and
the plastic bags got into my mouth.
Okay.
I bit on it, I chewed on it, and there was a hole through which I was able to breathe.
And they did not know.
They did not know.
We continue. When MC Cham came and was trying to climb, they pushed him and he fell over. And I said to myself, I have learned something from you. Well, I said, my hands are also I cannot climb. And as they tried to hold me, as I put my head inside a little bit, I fell on the soldiers there.
Mr. Chairman, the tight. Man, small boss tied, or man,
Mr. Chairman was screaming that the handcuffs were tight. Mine were not tight, but I was also screaming that mine were tight. Went like that until we arrived. I said, here, I am not going to be the first to arrive. I don't speak English, but I heard them saying the Marabu is here. I said, here, I'm not climbing down, except if you come and pick me up. MC Sam alighted and they started beating him up and they said, it's the Serign. And he shouted back, I am not the Serign. He said, the Serign is on the vehicle. They brought me down. They started beating me up. I said, this is not a joking matter now. But they were taking 7 apiece. After the 7 beat you and are done, the other 7 will come and beat you up.
Were you able to recognize those who were beating you?
I didn't get that.
Were you able to identify any one of them?
No, I could not, but when they called their names, I used to memorize it.
Did you hear any names being mentioned?
Wow. Yes.
Which ones?
Malik Jata. He took a knife. He shaved my beard.
How did you feel about that?
It's more than 30 years since I last shaved, and that was where I cried.
Why did you cry? Why did you cry?
That is the way of the Prophet. He said, if you want to identify a Muslim, it's through the beard. Even if you died in the bush, your beard will identify you as a Muslim. So I said, why would he do this to me?
You thought it was an attack on your religious beliefs.
I cried because there was a time I was looking for a visa to go to England, and they asked me to shave my beard, and I told them I would not. Even the official there suggested to give me his own money to go to a barber to shave, but I refused. But I said I
my sponsor asked why I didn't do it, and I said, even if I had saved my beard, God could have taken my life even before I get to England. So I would. So okay, all right. So I refused to save my beard because this was important to me. So let us proceed. Apart from saving your beard by Malik Jata.
It took a knife and threatened to kill me.
To slaughter me.
I thought he was joking, but when he started to cut and I saw blood coming out, I said, this man is and at that time he was smelling, the stench of alcohol was coming from him. Even in their vehicle, the stench of alcohol, kana, drugs, you get it at the Elagi.
So, but what happened? He started to slaughter you?
He started, he started to slaughter me, but someone came and told him to stop.
Wallahi munna wat al-Quran ma wax na al-Quran fi lolou deug la Serigne Sall Mbacké
I can swear I swore by the Quran here.
My belief is that that intervention must have been made by Serign Mbang. When he took my knife, this was where he stabbed me. If he is the Gambia or anywhere, you'll hear me. He took a razor blade and cut my ear. I'm the Bena boy. What's a jungler? There was one other boy, a jungler. I don't know his name. He took my foot and placed it on a block and told me, you said you are Serign. You are going back with one foot. The same person intervened and told him to leave the Serign alone, to leave the Marabu alone. He too stopped and he lifted off the knife. Just a moment. The person who placed your foot or your leg on the brick and started cutting it with a knife, you said you can't remember his name. Is that case?
Tekke ci ko hair commencé na dafa dok sa tanka bi nga ne mënuloo ko xàmmee.
mana ko Ismaila Jammeh wax naa la ko Ismaila Jammeh bi mu ko dagg kii ñëw ma ne ko Ismaila Jammeh foofu laa xam turam.
When he was cutting and this guy came and called him Ismaila Jammeh, that was where I got to know his name. You said something like Jongo. Do you recall exactly the name of that group of people?
Dang fi tudda lu mel ni Jongo la ndax yow fàttaliku nga kuréel boobu ñoom ñan la.
sama fàttaliku bi Malick Diatta kii xam nga kii Malick Alhaji Martin ñëw naa encore yokk suma mbuus suma bopp encore. Alhaji
Martin came and added the polythene bags over my head.
nga ñaar yi bu njëkk a dugg boobu mat naa bu.
No, the first two that they put over my head.
ñaar.
And then they came and added other two.
ngelaw ñëw encore ëffoo loolu. ngelaw. mu ëff mbuus bi encore mu dugg sama gémmi.
Here came.
ma matt boobu.
Side and I also.
foofu la jël marto
on the
marto door sama maa ngi am suma scanne fi.
I beat on the polythene bag and that was when. Who did that?
Alhaji Martin.
Your testimony is that Alhaji Martin did what?
nga ne lan la Alhaji Martin def.
Alhaji Martin moo bi mu dugal mbuus sama bu mu jël marto dugal sama bu man.
When he put the polythene bags over my head, he took a hammer and hit me on my head.
bi ma ñëw biñ ma dóor.
How did it feel when you received that blow?
bi mu la dóoree marto bi.
I fainted.
man dama daan.
I fell.
ñoom seen boo dañu jaaxle ngeen ne this man is dead.
They were even scared and they said this man is dead.
am na benn jigéen.
There was one lady.
I
forgot her name. Whether it was Mariama Denton. What they did to her is not necessary for me to narrate, but she knows it. She was a lawyer. When I was going, I went with MC Cham, but I went together with her. She was so weak that they thought she was dead. When we were coming, they were scared themselves and they said the Serign is dead. What do you mean? You mean when you were being returned to Mile 2? At this stage, where was MC Cham? That was where I left MC Cham. That day, as you were being beaten, were they asking you questions? They asked me if I knew anything about the coup d'etat. I told them they would kill me, but I know nothing about the coup d'etat. You were returned to Mile 2 afterwards. Were you taken to the NIA again? Yes, after 2 weeks. They took me back, but they did not beat me. But how about your other fellow detainees? Because a lot of people were arrested with regards to this case. What happened to them?
Man maa nekkoon first cell. Boo duggoon number 5 comme xam nga dugg si biir.
I was at the first cell. When you get to confinement,
that's
where they put me because they said they did not trust me. They thought that I would fly away. But they did not know that was the best cell in number 5. Because there you can get Others will say that their cells were hot, but I was just
Others would say number 5 was hot, but I wasn't feeling it. It was the best cell to be in.
Because I had 3 windows. Small window.
What happened to the others?
Wasa Kamara was so beaten that when I saw him, I felt sorry for him.
Who else did you know?
Christian. When they took him for the 3rd time, he was electrocuted.
For the 4th time, he was electrocuted. And who else did you know was tortured?
Bunja Dabo. He broke his hand. When I came out, I told him that they hit me with a hammer. I told him that I was hit by a hammer on the head, and they said, that's not true.
Wednesday.
Go ahead.
Wednesday Sugudi. Wednesday Thursday Sugudi, Friday, Thursday Sugudi, Sanya.
They did that to me on Wednesday. Thursday night, they took Farin Sanyang and they broke 2 of his teeth. I asked him what happened, and he said to me, Mandinka, they broke my tooth with a hammer. And I said to him, if you said this to me, I'll give you a nasty slap. Since I was telling you the same thing yesterday and you denied it. You know, I told you that you are a jungler. So now what has broken your teeth? I asked him, what broke your teeth? And he said it's a hammer. I said if I do not think carefully, I will beat you so badly because
you mentioned MC Cham having been there. Was he the only politician who was detained there at that time?
MC Cham move forward.
MC Cham
like Conte. MC Cham like Conte. And one Lebanese. I forgot his name, but a native of Makati. How I got to know, because when he saw Wasa, he addressed him as his younger brother. And that was when Wasa told him, this is a disciple of Serign Touba. And
how about Sirif Diba? Was he?
They did not beat him.
But when they elected him,
Bakuku. You see what Gambia.
They did not beat him up. They did not beat him up. But the night that Per Mendy was he was terrified and crying and he was waiting. He was not beaten, but his problem was he was so terrified that he got sick. In fact, in the morning, he could not take bath on his own. He had to be taken by people. I said to him, well, for you, if they are taking you to where they took us for the initiation ceremony, you probably would have died.
Let's get this straight. The members of the panel were not present when you were being tortured.
Legi ñi nga xamne ñoom nga wax nonu ñoo bokk ci panel bi ñoom teewuñ woon ba nga xamne ñu la doon def mitital yoyu
kay ñu fa because they were there.
You
will not see them, but they were there.
That is just your belief, right?
But that is what happened. Okay. That is what happened.
So ultimately, you are prosecuted.
Wow. Yes.
And you were convicted.
Wow.
Yes. What was your sentence?
10 years.
And how many years did you serve?
9 years, 4 months,
15
and 15 days.
How did you come to be released?
naka nga def dañ bàyyi la nag te fukki at yi jotagut.
balaa boobu dama wax gaay.
Before that, I said to them,
ma ne dinaa woor.
and I was on prayer. One day I
stepped backwards. Did you say that if you will
is the government, and I saw him riding a bicycle.
And you think that angered the soldiers?
That is what I thought.
So,
how much politics?
Well,
nobody knows me in politics.
So afterwards you served your sentence, you fasted 3 years, you assured that you would leave Mile 2 alive, and it would be on a Friday.
Yes.
Proceed.
Père gourmel.
There is a Christian. He was the one who prepared my food to breakfast every day. I sympathize him so much so that in the end I even forgot my own condition. They never wanted Kerr to leave prison. They wanted him to die. So he called me and said to me, my father, assist me, I'm a Christian. He told me, I saw what you said to Wasa, and it was one time they took him, and I senior him. And you, it's only one time I saw that you have been taken away. I said to him, well, this thing just caught me unawares. If I had known, I wouldn't have gone. He showed me where he was. I felt so sorry for him that I cried. I even forgot about my own situation.
5 liter bidon bi dama ko naan jël benn 5 liter bidon bu ndaw bi tam man naan because xam nga dafa jeexal.
He said to me yesterday when I returned, I drank 5 liters of water, and I took the other small bottle and I drank too, because everything was
he was completely dehydrated.
Yes.
Munuma xamna lu war fi ko xam wa suma fananon damay dé ñu ne bi ñu tej sel ñu ne ala bu lay fa bayil ko mu dé fi.
He said when they locked the cell, they said in Mandinka, let him die there. He said, inshallah, help me. And I said, if God wills, they will not take you. And he said to me, they said they are taking me tonight to kill me.
12 midnight. I
told him, when that time, when 12 midnight, it comes to 12 midnight, even if you are sleeping, you'll wake up, because the manner in which they used to come Demba said that each time he hears them coming, he used to tie his chest.
Then Kerr and Kerr too said that when he heard them coming, he said to himself, this is the last day, and he hit he hit the wall to my cell and said, Mbake, assist me. I told him, no, just calm down, they'll pass. He came and they passed him. They went to others, and that came with him. Your prayers worked.
It's not my prayers, Allah. They took them away and they came for others. When it's 3 a.m. in the morning, at least.
How frequent was this?
naka lañ daan faral di ñëw di def loolu.
How frequent? How
boobu dañ ko
frequent?
def bi ñu arrest kaay bi def nañ ko lu toll ñetti semaine bés bi dañoo jël nit yi.
They did that for when they were arrested for 3 weeks. They were constantly bringing people in and out.
Okay. Tell us about the conditions at Mile 2 while you were incarcerated there.
jamono bi nga nekkee Mile 2 naka la foofu meloon.
Mile 2 ka man suma enemy sa dama yéene pour nga dem kaso man suma enemy.
I will not even wish my enemy to be at Mile 2.
Because benn lekk li ñuy jox nit.
First of all,
the
food that they give to people, you will not even give it to your dog to eat.
Secretary General.
Joguba is listening to me. I said to him, you are the Secretary General. I said to him, yeah, Jame, despite everything, if you show the kind of food that they were giving to the prisoners, they will lock all of you up. I said, Yajam is not a bad person.
Why It's
the people who are surrounding him who have made him the way he is. And he's someone who listens with only one ear. If someone comes and tells him, Serign Faal, I have done this thing, you will not ask Serign Faal. You will beat Serign Faal. So later on, if he comes to realize the truth, he is always embarrassed to come forward and apologize. I knew that they falsely accused me of being involved in the coup d'etat.
Okay. You were sentenced. Do you know whether any efforts were made to secure your release?
Léegi yow tëj nañ la ci kaso bi ndax xam nga ndax am na yan jéego yoo xam ne am na ñu ko jël pour ñu bàyyi la.
Suma sëriñ.
My Marabu.
What's his name?
Serign Salim Mbake.
What was done to secure your release?
Lan la def
bi ñuy arrêté xam nga dañu fay fi ay meeting bi.
naka setut li nga ne.
He said after our arrest there was an AU summit in Gambia.
Arrest. Okay.
Serign
Salo.
Yónnee Ablaye Wade fii.
He sent Ablaye Wade here.
Airport. $14 million. $14 million.
He stopped at the airport.
And what about the $14 million?
$14 million.
By group.
So that they will release the entire group.
And what about the $14 million?
Léegi ñu dol $14 million bi nu mu mujjee.
He said that he will release us during the AU summit.
Who received that money?
Kan moo jël xaalis boobu.
Serign
Salo gave it to him to hand over to Yajame so that he could release us.
And you said Yajame promised to release you after the AU summit.
Yajame dafa digé woon ne su AU summit bi jeexee nañ
That he will release all of us.
Did he do that?
Def na ko.
Les meeting bi Ablaye Wade dafa dem benn réew. Ablaye Wade ne ko su meeting bi jee demal nga fekk kii mu bàyyi suma nit yi. Ablaye Wade dem ci meeting boobu mu ñëw fekk yónnee premier ministre fii. Xam kan moo nekkoon ministre xam jigéen bi la xam Idrissa Seck la mu nekkoon fi Ablaye Wade ñëw bi ñu ñëw man duma seetaan télé foofu de gars yi ñu seetaan télé ñu ne Ablaye Wade dafa def yaa jëm nii mu ne ko laay mu bind ak kayit jox gars yi daw ñoo fekk ma si man kaay seetaan télé te dañu war a ñu sincère bi li mu war a def na ko man fekk dégg naa news bi yëpp ñu ne Ablaye Wade dafa kii dafa yónnee Ablaye Wade ban dégg naa loolu ma gis kii bi ngay jox yaa jëm ak kayit bi mu xool kayit bi meeting bi fi mu fan Ablaye Wade keroog fanaan bi noonu la ñibbi dafa mer yow nga wax sa morom Serigne président mu ne nga def li mu ne wax Serigne mu ne lii dina am nga mel ni ku waxuloo nit kii mu ngi ñibbi soo Sénégal.
No, he said when Ablaye Wade returned, during the meeting he was being represented by the Prime Minister. I can't tell who the Prime Minister was at the time. Could have been the lady or could have been Idrissa Seck. But when Ablaye Wade came, it was showed on television. In fact, my fellow prisoners came to me to ask me to come and watch what was being shown on telly. I saw that Ablaye Wade wrote a note and sent it to Yaya Jammeh and was gesturing to him questioningly. But afterwards, Ablaye Wade left. He was disappointed that Yaya Jammeh did not see through his promise He had promised to do something. Abdoulaye Wade told his marabout, but Yaya Jammeh did not follow through. Continue, please.
And that was how Abdoulaye Wade returned back to Senegal.
The following week, he
sent in a grandchild.
What's the person's name?
Serign Bass.
What's his full name?
Serign Bass.
There are lots of Serign Bass in Touba. Serign Bass Abdul Khader, Serign Bass Mutara.
Serign Bass Abdul Khader because more than protocol.
Serign Bass Abdul Khader was the protocol officer.
Porte-parole.
Said, go and check this guy. I am a son of Serign Touba. Tell him to be comfortable. He will live in peace. What I am supposed to do, I have done all. But this man, what he has said over television, disgrace will follow him. And I said that, and that disgrace will follow Jammeh. When he's leaving this country, disgrace will follow him. And that has happened.
This emissary, did you meet him? This emissary, Serign Bass Abdul Khader.
Serign Bass Abdul Khader, gisee nga ak moom.
Yes, he saw me. They thought he was. They thought he was the Senegalese ambassador. When he requested to see me, they did
officer.
That prison officer, because they did not take me serious. Alicia said it here. Why are you not always taking Serign Faal? It's your turn to take him. He said to me, come, let's go. So we went. The Marabout came. That day, the current was off. At Pajuf's house in Brikama, his electricity was cut off because he has not paid his bills. So the Serign removed 20,000 CFA, wanted to give to the officer, and I said to him, no, this is not allowed. He said to me, what I'm supposed to give to your wife, I have already given it to her. This is for him. And I said to him, no, this is not allowed here. I said, I did that because I knew that these people, they did not take me to be anybody of significance.
So the essence of Serign Bass's trip to you was to give you the assurance from Serign Salu that you would be released eventually. He said I should persevere. All this allegation, Serign Touba too, he was they allege against him. Even Yusuf too, the prophet, they allege against him. He said, you are a disciple of Serign Touba. If you are accused of a coup d'etat, he said to me, if you were working on a coup d'etat, I would have known. But you served your sentence and eventually you were released.
Yes, I was left with 6 months.
You were pardoned.
They said that we were pardoned. What I prayed, I told them 3 years that on this particular day, on a Friday, I would go home. And they heard, and they are listening to me, they can remember it. One day I told Kerr, our prayers have been answered. The Serign said that we are leaving on this particular day, which is going to be on a Friday. When was Yajam's pardon? It was on a Wednesday.
Could you say that again? The relatives of some of our colleagues spent the night outside Mile 2 prison, expecting that we were going to be released that day that we were in. I told tell your wife not to come. She just waste our time because we are not going home today. And was that true? There were two people that I respected a lot. No, there are two people there who revered me. More than the others. Jane. List of who? The 9 people that were killed, he took the list. Aluba. We are from the same village, Aluba. Lieutenant Aluba. Lieutenant Aluba. LF Jamme. LF Jamme. Ki. Lamin Jaju. Lamin Jaju. Lamin Dabo. Bakote. Lamin Dabo Bakote. Deng. Aki. Komsa Dofla sa? Buyaka Dofla? In the end, he lost his mind. And Buyaka, he was mental. Ki Sonko tam lo tan yene ko tuma rew ko jigen nga ko don teral ina ka dafa ray ko ngeteju ko ngene ko ray ko. Sonko too was accused of raping a woman he hosted. Jibiba wa Senegal la mo dafa joge Senegal bi mu am semaine lay ko tuma dafa ray na mo ne gisul niw. He came here from Senegal just after 1 week and he was accused of killing someone and the corpse was not found. And they sentenced him to death and they executed him. But on this day when this was happening, for 3 days, Gambians are here, it was raining. I said to them, this will not bode well for Ajame. And also in the they said that before they executed her, the junglers had they had canon knowledge of her. What happened here? Gambia, one day I met up with Jagad in Lame. I told him one day. Hara tuti defal ndanka ñu lapato li nga wax mama al mën nga ko wax ndanka bantu wat ko. I think I should just leave it at that, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. No further questions.
Thank you very much, Serign Faal, for your testimony and coming to share your experience with us.
Jërëjëf Serign Faal li nga ñëw nii pour séddoo ñun li nga xam ne loolu nga daj.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate. So then, if none, Serign Faal, if you have any final remarks to make, please proceed to make them now.
Commissioner yi kenn amul lum la laaj bu fekkee ne am nga ay kàddu yu mujj yoo bëgg a gaaral mun nga koo def léegi.
damay sant yàlla door sant Serigne Touba door waral li ma wax. alhamdulilah rabbil alamin alhamdulilah rabbil alamin alhamdulilah rabbil alamin jërëjëf Serigne Touba jërëjëf Serigne Touba jërëjëf Serigne Saliou Mbacké. jërëjëf Serigne Touba jërëjëf Serigne Saliou Mbacké. du ko du fekk du Serigne Saliou Mbacké du ma toog fii. If not for Serigne Saliou Mbacké, I wouldn't have been sitting here today. Tey. My sitting here today, apart from God and the Prophet, if only left for their own intention, I wouldn't have left prison. What I want to say to Gambia. Council, could you ask the witness to slow down? Slow down, huh? Gambia. We are all from the same father and mother. The
The assistance that the jewelers gave to me, Mandingas have not done that to me. Per is a Manjago. The assistance that Per gave to me, nobody gave that to me. And after we left prison, and we were told that we were released, they said we were pardoned, but that they were going to deport me. And I said, to deport me? I said, this is my daughter. Ask her. And she said, this is my father. Let's go to where the Gambians are. I said, if you can recall, while we were going to court, that time Lantamon came there as a witness when he was the CDS. There were 7 people who were his orderlies as soldiers. After he spoke and he went down, I raised my hand. The judge asked, what is this man saying? And I said to him, tell him to come. I said to him, you have not come to release us. You come to destroy us. I said there was a court martial, but you were not there. He did not go there. But they said, we are not men. I'll show you that I am a man. I said to him, I'll say something. Before I leave mile 2, you are going to come and join me there, and they are going to sentence you to death. I said to him, and that must happen. I said that despite the size of the prisons, when Lantombong comes in there, it's going to be close to me. And that was what happened. I thank Ensa Baji, he's a very good man. Ensa Baji. He's a very good man. He said that if he did not find in mile 2, they'll kill him. He said his surname is not Baji. Yes. He said Esa Jallo. Even now, that's what I used to call him, Esa Jallo. I said to him, your wife is Jallo, and you are Jola. He said, this is the man who helped me. He was a good man. They have abandoned me. Even now, when he sees me, he used to rush to me. If God had not helped him, he would have been killed. One day I saw him used to urinate blood and also vomit blood. I said to him, Esa, go to hospital. He said, I do not trust these people. I am the one who even forced him to go to hospital. At that time, the injuries on my legs were healed on my hand, but the injury on my head, up to this now, there's a blood clot there. But I said, I did not trust these people. I have to go to Senegal. So, but now you meet with those same people who met those brutalities to you. And you people say that people should reconcile. How would that happen? The day that I met up with Jagad in Lamin, if I did not take my time, I would have fought him. And up to Malik Jata, I wanted to pounce on him. But when I saw him, I told these people, let's go. But they do not know the reason why. Malik was saying that to my wife's friend that if he had cut off my head and taken my head to a German, he would have gotten 4 million. That is why I say that it is a lie when they say that they never get money for the things that they were doing.
Shaloto. Be as quiet as I can be for ya come on, but I mean, can you Italian? Go. Ya, you mean, Tafria, Jambi, be ya, mean, can you over.
What they have done for these people, they will not say it today because he's not here. Jimbo.
Lamiso.
Some call him Alajiso. Lamiso.
I have a prison.
He's at the prisons.
Prison will be Bantamini among Kamifo.
The prison, some prisoners are
outside. Who prison do
who here
same Balta Gambia. Maluba.
And the prisoners are outside who are hearing what I'm saying. That man is a shame to the Gambia, a big shame for Gambia. Even the day that the director came here, he came along with him.
He said, it's a big shame that he is still working there. Is that what you said?
Yes. I mean,
what he did to Jana is a small thing.
Jana Jumbo. The Jumbo, Jimbo.
Jana came here and said,
Jimbo.
Jumbo, it's not Jumbo.
Director BJP, near Mafro Fine, I feel a mantra Toyaka. The director Makaiba transfer Jana con interior. Natra Sarga Mulaka, Ben Sambala interior. Why? You come with Silla. This is a Bella Hayotingal. For a job of Kundagana Kohani. Kaitaye Kumasua. Amana tried if you plus about a deal. I'm a pretty diverted, you plus the Western Senegal. You come and be man plus a deal. But no telephone, man, telephone, Sabagan.
Mane doesn't call me and he doesn't answer me anymore.
My call? I don't know man TRRC, Jimbo Rajana, can one more Latina.
The day Mane came to TRRC, he came along with Jimbo and they are just tarnishing other people's images.
Jimbo, and no more couldn't the prison.
Jimbo is the worst person to be in the prison system. The prisoners know him and all the workers there also know him. I will not swear on Musa Suso is the person who took Jimbo to Mile 2.
Why Musa Sobira problem?
But when Musa Suso got into a problem,
Jimbo Kamusa Bonica Haleb and Tuba full sin.
Jimbo takes Musa out so that and he meets another white man called Atodun.
David Fulsin.
David Fulsin. People are listening to me. Jimbo is listening to me. If he the reason why Mane hasn't done anything to Jimbo, he's afraid because that's why. Because he thinks if he Gambians stop being afraid, try and establish the truth. The truth will always triumph. Where is Yaya Jammeh today? Those who put him in trouble, they are here. But Yaya is away. He did something bad, but people aided him to be able, for him to be able to do this kind. And the same thing, that's what they are still doing with Barrow also. Sidin Jai stood over the TV and said, Barrow will not be sworn in this country. The amount of money I spent for the amount of money I spent for Gambians in Senegal is too much.
Who made that Sidin Jai?
Who caused that is because of Sidin Jai. Sidin Jai. Now he is building a compound at Barrow. Who is helping him? Barrow. Let Barrow know that one day his term will also come to an end. Where is Yaya Jammeh? He ran away with one wife, but Barrow has 2 wives and children. His day is coming. The only thing that will remain will be
na Commonwealth judgment this man I what is not true.
You can ask Beriture.
I was sentenced, I was convicted by a Commonwealth judge. But he said, I am not guilty. Ask Beriture. Proceed, please.
10.
9 years, when I
was in jail, my
300 plot. Free.
Tuba, they gave me a plot in Tuba, about 300 plots, but before I came out, everything went haywire.
Now, still zero.
I started zero. I was in jail when they sold my compound at Serign here.
Sanyang. 100 by 75.
100 by 75.
The man
gave me money, paper for me to give him money. But where?
Zero.
Now I am at zero. My chief came to an end.
20,000 below.
I owe them $20,000. Now the school is open, but I cannot return my children to school. My compound, if I don't build it in Tuba, there is no way for me to do it. Now the moment I am, if people cannot, formerly I was helping people to pay their children, but nobody has done that same kind of. If I don't come here to tell the truth, I know nobody will know the truth. But Gambians are enemies to each other. Some people think that I have been killed, but no, I am here. I was on board a ferry and I had people saying, Yaya Jammeh killed a Marabu. But there was an old woman who said, he is not dead. The other woman said, no, he didn't kill him, but they said, he is no longer potent. Then another woman told them, the moment they left him from jail, he got twins, a female and a male child. But that old woman thought that I didn't recognize her. I told the woman, if I had not been on board the ferry, you will know that I am stronger than your husband. But I said, yeah, Jammeh has gone. The soldiers were on board the ferry. But something is happening in the Gambia. But the way they are preparing Barrow, what Barrow will do in this country will be more than what Yaya Jammeh ever did. I am telling this, even if I die, one day you will know a former immigration officer, Pambu, former immigration officer. I went to demand for my passport because I have not got it. He said that he had that I was saying that I saw Yaya Jammeh riding a bicycle. He said that was the day he liked. So when I went to collect my passport, he asked me, are you Serign Faal? I said yes. He said, sit down. He said, I will not give you an ordinary passport. I will give you a diplomatic passport. But what you know, many Gambians don't know. But Gambians will not know me. They cannot know me. They cannot know me. But what I pray, may Allah establish the truth. Talk to Barrow to establish the truth. Well, what Barrow is doing, one day you will see. Me, if I still think of Sidinjai, I get angry. Because Barrow's father is not older than me. Even if so, it will what they did to me, if they do it to Barrow's father, I will be the first person for him to help. But ask him, he never give me a butul. Pambu brought 40 vehicles here. And after these vehicles were divided among those who got it in the Gambia, not even a single person mentioned it. You will know that Gambians are very bad. Now today he is dead. What about his family? Yes, he is dead. What about his family? If the same thing happens to me today, what about my family? That's what I'm thinking. And Pambu staked his life for family. What he did for 3 years. 3 years I used to stay at Pambu's compound at Nemasu. So, but I'm telling Gambians, let's try and be I told Musa Suso, I told him, you are Barrow's advisors. I spent days with him in the jail. Musa Suso knows the day they brought that dead bull there, he was there. I didn't eat it. I was not there. But Musa was there, and I prayed for him when he went. Yes. But being off Musa and Co. But I told Musa, I told him, he has left the right path. We are all the same mother and father. Let's forgive each other. Gambians who thought that I'm not there, I still go and come. But Senegalese know me, but Gambians will not know me. Jane said this. When Barrow was sworn at the Gambian embassy in Senegal, Macky Sall invited people for dinner at a hotel. I went there. Jane saw me. He hugged me.
Thank you, former Interior Minister.
Former Interior Minister.
Thank you.
My Fatou.
He talked to Jane. Jane said, this is the man who from committing suicide. I dreamt that Jane killed himself. Don't commit suicide. And I told him, in a week you will be left.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks you will go to America. In 2 weeks, Americans send people to come and collect them.
So this is what I
have to say. Gambians Adelaide, yes, her daughter spoke. She's now in Mali. Yes. So in the Gambia, who has been spared? Nobody. Nobody. And still, that's what's going on in this country. Please forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Thank you very much, Serign Faal, for coming to testify.
And
thanks, for your final remarks. Our role is to create an impartial historical record of violations and abuses that occurred in the Gambia 1994 to 2017.
Tonyero lumin nyanta tinyalu menu kata nyin Gambia banko kang kabo 1994 sango kata 2016 sango kono.
Your warnings are not irrelevant.
Ila dandalaro luman ke kuken sango lutide.
they contextualize our motto, never again.
Andu na sando momenti wala anene kanake.
We probably should see it in that context.
Nyanta jubela wala nyama.
But I thank you again very much, Emma, for your testimony.
We
will in our proceedings for this week and resume Monday morning at 10 o'clock.
Between the local for 10
Thank you all very much and have a good weekend, and meeting is adjourned.
Like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek. Loo lañ soxlaati rek. Maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin ngeen xam ngeen fan la. Fii ngeen di ñëw. Suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba laka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi defee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk la ñu ne indi les products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit benn tey tamit si ay dàlla waaye man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Serign, Kiwi Eye, the whole range, Lighten Up Gold, Tomatine. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on. Lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox. Skincare plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes, fragrances, men's shirts, accessories. We do dresses as well. We do blouses. I mean, we do shoes. Name it, we do them. Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection. Zero task. Fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii. Love like fire. Bring my love like fire.
Miss V Designer Outlet is the #1 quality and affordable stop shop for all your needs. Get your evening dresses, suit and ties, office wears for both ladies and gentlemen, beach wears, sport wears, pure leather shoes for men, quality belts, bags, heels for our beautiful ladies, original perfumes, accessories, and a lot more. us at Kololini Road opposite Gaddafi Mosque at the Aqua Preacher Station, or call us on 295-3411 or 764-2486. Miss B Designer Outlet. Shop right, look good.
When we touch down, better broke down.